Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do my 31 Days of Horror in October. Day 9. Already at day 9. Wow. Today I watched Watch Me When I Kill. Um, Before I get into the review and all the facts and figures and everything, I just wanted to say thank you to Seth at Celluloid Terror. Um, he had a bit of a problem earlier this year where he had a leak in his basement. I actually had the same problem a few months after that, and none of my stuff got ruined. Unfortunately, a few of his things did. Um, and we had talked about it a few times online. He did contact me and say, he was going to replace a couple titles. Would I like to have them? Because they got a little water damaged, and I can't really even tell on this one, but um, it might have a little bit of water damage. Nothing really major, but he said, "Do you want them? I'm going to replace them." And I said, "Sure." Yeah. So a huge thanks for him sending this to me. I love giallos, and that's what this is, and it is a fantastic film. But before I do my rating, Watch Me When I Kill is a 95, clocks in around 95 minutes, and is from the year 1977, the year they gave us Star Wars. Haha. It's directed by Antonio Bito, also written by him. This is an Italian film, and the only thing I saw that I had, when I looked him up, that I had actually seen before is the Bloodstained Shadow. I'm trying to remember what line put that out. I don't remember if it was Mondo Macabra or Blue Underground. I can't remember. I've seen it somewhere. But this basically focuses on, well, I'm going to focus on two main characters. Lucas, who is played by Corrado Pani, and Mara, who is played by Paola Tedesco. This is a murder mystery or a giallo. Basically, what happens is you have a pharmacist that gets killed in the beginning of the film. Um, the lady, Mara, kind of witnesses it. She's around the same time when this happens, and she knocks on the door of the pharmacy to get an aspirin, and the killer is still in there, and he tells her, "We're not open, we're closed, go away." So this lady is a dancer at a nightclub, and her boyfriend is, of course, played by Corrado Pani, and her boyfriend's name is Lucas. Um, for a while, there's something very interesting about parts of this film. He plays a recording engineer, best I could tell, and of course, one of the people who was targeted gets a phone call filled with a bunch of noises. So he takes it back to his recording studio because the guy has a habit of recording his phone calls. And they kind of break it down, and I thought that was really cool that they did that. Of course, this is an older movie, so it's not something that you saw all the time back then, but it was pretty cool. And one of the things I thought was actually quite funny about this movie is that the recording engineers wear white lab coats like doctors. I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, I guess in Italy maybe they do. I'm not really sure. I just thought that was interesting. But all throughout this movie, you find certain people are targeted and getting killed, and you're not sure why. There is more red herrings in this movie that you can shake a stick at, and it seems like every time you figure out or you start to figure out who it is, something happens to the person you think it is, and you start back at ground zero. But that's the way, giallos work. They're basically murder mysteries. Um, this movie was great. I can't really say too much about the plot without giving away Um, some of why things happen the way they do. But this movie was fantastic. I'm going to give this movie an 8, and that's 8 smashed pumpkins. The only thing I could say, this of course is made by VCI. I wish the transfer was a little bit better, um, but with VCI you kind of get what you get. I do have some of their other movies, like I have Ruby on Blu-ray and Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And I know that I heard from my buddy Joe, the horror man, that they did a double feature of The Last Slumber Party and Terror at 10 Killer, and he said that they were basically VHS rips. So, I mean, you kind of get what you get with VCI, but, it wasn't bad. The soundtrack was absolutely fantastic, like in most Italian movies. I really enjoyed that. And I definitely think 8 Smashed Pumpkins is definitely fair for this one. But I wanted to say thank you to Seth again for sending this to me. I love this movie. I thought it was great. Absolutely fantastic. And some of my other YouTuber friends that are participating in the 31 Days of Horror in October are You and Your Horror Movies, Last Venom 76, Jen's Reviews from the Grave, Lisa Loves, Dave Maggot, Rusting Willpower, Random Horror, TheHORRORman, Horror Fan 34, Movie Review Time. Andrew's Crypt is doing 31 days of recommendations, which is really cool. Retro Horror is doing the 100 movie challenge, which blows my mind every year. I believe Celluloid Terror, Seth from Celluloid Terror is doing it too. I do have to catch up on his videos as well, which is basically what I'm doing, is catching up on everybody's videos now. I'm running a little bit behind, but I'll get there. And a series I saw a couple days ago, Three from the Grave, which is comprised of Lisa Loves, Movie Massacre, and Strange Monkey. And that was fantastic. They did Trick or Treat, which is one of my favorite anthologies, and I learned a bit about the movie. Really cool series. Definitely check it out. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.